Hello and welcome to the Outer East Football Netball Show brought to you by Gameface. I'm Aidan Miller and once again alongside me is Steph Barkers. Good afternoon, Steph.
Good afternoon. We're back for episode 9. I can't believe we're already at episode 9. Years going far too quickly, but plenty to chat about as we always do.
It's going to be another big episode. We've got plenty coming up. Around the grounds, ones to watch. Match of the round previews. Pakenham versus Upweight Tacoma. Post-match interviews with Jake Pedder, Emerald after the win against their rivals in Berwick Springs. I had a chat with Jake and elaborated a bit on their season. Fantasy football and netball. We've added a centre to our netball and our 2 wingers for our football teams. And we've got a special guest in the studio this week with Kyle Ousley, the under-11s coach at Yarra Junction and our coach of the month for May.
Beautiful. All right, well, let's get straight into it and let's go around the grounds.
Well, firstly, and around the grounds, we have our Junior Under-10s Carnival this Sunday. 10s will be playing at Wesburn in a round-robin style competition.
Very much looking forward to that. In more junior news, the school holidays are coming up and we have a few of our clubs holding free clinics. So the Pakenham Lions have a netball clinic for under-9s and under-11s on July the 11th. And the Linda Ferny Creek Juniors are holding a Footy Stars clinic for 6 to 12-year-olds on July 2nd. You can see both clubs' social pages for more information and to register.
Make sure your club applies for the Netball Victoria WorkSafe Club Safety Grants. This fund has been established to provide financial assistance to netball clubs to make sure improvements to the safety of your courts or provide added safety for players, volunteers and spectators. See our socials or Google WorkSafe Club Safety Grants for more information.
In other netball news, our community partners North East Blaze have a home game coming up on Sunday, June 30th. So they're playing West City Falcons. There's free entry for the Outer East Football Netball community. So make sure you get down there and support them. The 23 and unders are playing from 2 p.m. and the championship team will be playing at 4 p.m. That's at La Trobe University Sports Stadium. Can't wait to see you there.
Don't forget as well, our next theme round is coming up over the 6th and 7th of July, which will be our First Nations round.
And last but not least, our Karsha competition is still running. Thank you so much to our great partners at Karsha. Your club could win a clean-up of their club rooms or netball courts. So see our socials to enter. You only have a few more weeks, so make sure you get onto it. All right, we'll jump into ones to watch. Aidan, men's footy, who are we watching?
We're going to have a look at Matty Scharenberg this week from Linda Ferny Creek. Plays across the halfback line, but he's also quite versatile. You see him up forward plenty of times as well. This season, he's averaging 21 disposals, including 12.1 contested possessions, 3.9 contested marks, 8.6 score involvements, and he's ranked elite on Premier Data for all of those above stats.
Amazing. Well, from a women's footy point of view, I'd like to take a look at Scarlett Henderson. She's a forward from Monbulk. What is so impressive about her is she's only played 2 games so far this season. She's kicked 8 goals across those 2 games. She's been listed in the best players for both games. She kicked 6 goals last week against Officer, and I really love how she attacks the ball and the play. You'll see that in her highlights. Definitely one to keep an eye on for me.
And from a netball perspective, Krista Tomlinson, centre for Emerald, 8 premierships, including 5 at Linda Ferny Creek, 2 with Upweight Tacoma, and 1 with Emerald. Multiple appearances in Team of the Year, multiple league B&F winner, and she's a very experienced and dominant player across the court.
Well, those players are definitely people that you should be keeping your eye on. There'll be more ones to watch next week. But for now, let's get into our match of the round preview. This week, it's Pakenham versus Upweight Tacoma.
In the football, Upweight Tacoma are 4th on the ladder with a 6-3 record. Pakenham are 8th currently with a 3-6 record. Midfield matchup you'll likely see will be between Jackson Waters and Joel Sarlo. And probably other matchups. Carmen Bakari's already kicked 15 goals this season, only having played half the games. We'll probably have the matchup with Zach Stewart. In the netball, Pakenham are 4th on the ladder with a 6-3 record. Upweight Tacoma just outside the top 6 with a 4-5 record in 7th. Charlotte Huldulan has got 196 goals this season. I reckon Olivia Gilliard will probably take the matchup on her this week. And Jordan Adams and Jamie O'Hare will likely match up in the centre.
All right, let's go with your tips. So footy first, who are you going with?
Upweight Tacoma.
Yep, and netball?
Pakenham Lions.
Interesting. All right, let's keep an eye on that and see how that goes.
Looking at our special guest, we do have Kyle Ousley in the studio this week from Yarra Junction. He is our coach of the month for May, so we're going to have a quick chat with him. Well, Kyle, thank you for joining us on the Outer East show today, mate. We're very happy to have you here. And firstly, we'd like to ask, you've been selected as the coach of the month for May. How did you feel when you saw the recognition and comments from your community?
The comments were great. Initially, I thought it was a little bit of a stitch up, but I had lots of positive feedback from our junior club about it. So I really enjoyed my time there. I love doing what I do there, so it was good to be recognised in that way.
What made you get into coaching, and what do you love about it?
It's probably been a 30-year development. I guess maybe 6 or 7 years ago, I didn't think I'd ever see myself as being a coach. But I guess when you have kids and you see little kids and you feel like you want to impart some knowledge on them, you just go ahead and do it. So my kids are both playing football now, and I initially did some reserves coaching, some senior coaching, and I enjoyed it. So why not keep going with it?
In addition to coaching the under-11 mixed team, you've been a coach of the senior reserves and you're the current president of the juniors. What drives you to be involved at the club?
There's a long list of reasons. The club's given me so much joy. Football as a whole has given me a lot of joy. Like I said, I've been playing since under 8s. I just turned 38 a couple of weeks ago. So for 30 years I've been around football. Really enjoyed it. Not just for the actual sport, but just the community, the friends that you make, people that come and go in your life. So, and my kids are really keen to wear the green and gold. So that's the main motivator to try and get this junior club going up at Yarra Junction.
As a president and volunteer coach, can you speak of the importance of volunteering in local football or just local sport?
Oh, volunteering, it gives you a good kick. You can work really hard. You get paid for your work. You do your schoolwork, but it's really nothing better for me than to give something back to your community, whether it's just spending a few minutes in the canteen or, like I said, helping out the kids or just trying to be a positive light in someone's life. You just walk away from it feeling better. So that's why I do it.
What do you love about the Eagles community?
Good question. Well, the fact that it is a community, number one. All people are welcome, and in my time there, I started senior football there. I had a 4-year hiatus from football when I started a business, and Catherine and I had a family, and so I took some time away from football, and when I came back to it at Yarra Junction, it was just good to be back, really, and back involved with footy and the community. So meeting lots of nice people out there.
Aside from coaching him the basics of football skills and that kind of thing, what are some of the things you're trying to instill into your under-11s?
Well, I am coach of the month, it would appear, and we don't win games of football. So I guess we have to find reasons or find ways to encourage these kids, even though they're not scoring a lot. They're trying their best. They are improving, but it's much more than that team sport. You want to teach them. There's a lot more skills you can get out of any team sport, really, and we just try and focus on helping them grow as people, not just as players, and that's what I love about it too.
What do you think the juniors get in terms of being involved in the sporting community and participating in team sports?
Well, it gives an opportunity for them to become team players, and that's not a skill that they need just for that team and just in that moment in their life. They need that for their whole life. So you need to be able to communicate with your people that you deal with throughout your entire life. So in your workplace, whatever it is that you do in your life, you're always going to be doing it with other people. So I think learning life skills, how to socialise, how to recognise other people's feelings and be empathetic, all that type of thing. And also teaching these kids, one of my favourite things is to have a really nervous kid come out of their shell, and even if it's not just about the sport for those kids, to see them grow in confidence as a little human is really cool.
Well, Kyle, thank you for joining us on the Outer East Football Netball Show today. We really appreciate you having you on, and good luck for the rest of the season.
No worries, mate. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Now, it was very good to hear from Kyle there, really insightful, and of course it's always a tricky job coaching the juniors, those early mornings on a Sunday, no one likes them, so good on him and to all our junior coaches who make the sacrifice to do that. And our other interview this week, I had a chat with Jake Pedder from Emerald after their win over Berwick Springs on the weekend.
With Jake Pedder, Emerald's captain, and Jake, it was a fantastic win today, mate. What inspired the victory, you reckon?
Today, I think we just went back to our structures of what made us play well. There's a little bit between us and Berwick Springs, and I think that lifted the boys a little bit this year. We've sort of struggled to get our intensity right for 4 quarters. today I just think the boys were up for it, given the history, given what's going on. I think that today just brought the best out of us, and that's what inspired us.
First time you played them since the grand final, so I imagine it was great to get that win over them.
Yes, that's correct. It's been a bit of a rivalry between us and them. They've sort of come up at the same time as us. We were struggling in the early division. They were just new to division as well. They've sort of risen as we've risen. That's created a bit of a rivalry that I think they know and we know. So, yeah, great to get the win today. Injury's
been a bit of a problem for you this season as well, mate. Is it good just to start get a couple of players back into the side?
Yes, we've had a few injuries this year. But what it has given the chance of, we played a lot of young kids, which has been really good. Players that have come through the junior club, played them, they've stepped up to the plate really well. But a lot of players back today, which is nice, and we've still got a few more to come back to.
That's absolutely fantastic, mate. And how have you found the change in moving up divisions to Premier Division? Does it bring new challenges?
Yes, definitely. I guess the thing that you probably notice more than anything is the spread from the contest. A lot last year, we were able to pick our way through teams with our kicking, our work rate, but the work rate just lifts even more. You see the best teams like the Narry Warren, the Wandons, those sort of guys, they really spread hard, and we've struggled, I guess, to go with that. We like our intensity around the ball, but we've struggled on the spread. That's probably the main difference, I think, in the divisions.
What's the plan from here, mate? Halfway point of the season, second win. Do you think you can make a little late charge for the top six?
I think for us, it's more just about getting our football right. We probably haven't got it right. We played a really good game against Upway, and we were able to knock them off with good cattle in there. I think it's just for us, it's about playing good footy. Today was a massive win for us. If we lose today, we're sitting, I think, last on the ladder. So to get that win, push up a bit. Now it's just about playing our footy. Massive game against Wandon next week. I'm really looking forward to that at home. I think we're a good chance there. The two premiers playing against each other, so very excited.
Yeah, it should be a really close game. And tell you what, the win was a bit of a problem today, mate. I thought for both teams, field kicking and goal kicking. How do you try and contend with that kind of breeze?
It's always a struggle here. I think today is probably actually a better day than it usually is for the wind here. It's I feel for them to play here every week. I hate wind, but it's hard because you have to change your game plan quarter to quarter. They were doing it, we were doing it. It's kicking short when you're against it, but then when you've got it, you want to run fast and go long. When you're against it, you want to use hands, kick short. But I think today, besides our goal kicking, 9 goals, 20 or whatever it was, I think we played pretty well with the wind.
No, it was a very good win for you today. Jake, thank you very much for joining us today, mate, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much, mate.
All right, our last segment for this week, fantasy football and netball, of course. This week for footy, we're choosing our wingers. Who'd you go with?
Firstly, I went with Bianca Moody from Pakenham. She's had a pretty good season so far, gets plenty of the ball. She's a quick runner, so hard to go past her. The other one was Harrison Van Duren. The thing I love about Harry is that booming left leg of his. I've seen him kick goals from outside 50 plenty of times. He's also a pretty good user of the ball too, so they're my two wingers for this week.
Lovely. I've gone with Alicia Henskins from Wandon. She's captain of that side, and I do want her to be captain of my side. I don't know if we're picking captains, but I've picked one now.
Fair enough.
So she will be mine. I feel like I want a strong voice out there, especially in the middle of the ground. I've also gone with Isabella Weston from Thornton Eildon. She's been in the best players every week so far this season. She's also kicked 2 goals as a winger, so she is my second pick. Let's jump over to netball. Today we're picking our centre. Who have you gone with?
Couldn't go past Brittany Machado. Of course, she won the League BNF back in 2022. One of the better players, captain of that Narry Warren side. So it was a pretty easy choice for me, I thought.
Well, you talked about it earlier. I've gone with Krista Tomlinson from Emerald. Hard to go past someone who's been in multiple teams of the year, won multiple premierships across a few of our clubs, and a very experienced player, obviously. So I think, a good pick for my centre.
Well, that pretty much wraps up all there is to talk about in the Outer East this week. Don't forget, if there's anything you want to see in the show, make sure you leave a comment down below. Steph, thank you again for joining me in the studio.
No problems.
And for all the viewers out there, don't forget to get your game face on.